So hello guys, welcome again to another lesson on Java. So isingit lang po natin itong Java Scanner class. I remembered someone asked during our discussion, Ma'am, how do we get an input from the user? So, i-discuss pa rin natin siya talaga in other topics, but maganda sana na maisingit na rin natin ngayon so that on our next few lessons, pwede na natin i-integrate yung pagkuha um, ng input from the user together with our other topics to discuss. No, so one way to get an input from the user is using the Java Scanner class. Okay, so ito yung pinakamadaling method. What is a Java Scanner class? Let us understand better now on how we are going to use it and its syntax. So Java Scanner class allows the user to take input from the console. It belongs to Java utility package and is used to read the input of primitive types like int, double, long, short, float, and byte. Actually, hindi naman talaga siya limited sa primitive type. No? Pwede na naman nating magamit to in accepting input from the user like strings. And then the syntax to use the scanner class is by the use of the scanner keyword and then an identifier. In this case, dito sa example natin na syntax, ginamit po natin yung SC. SC is something that you can change as a programmer. So, pwede naman po ito na any words na palagay nyo is mas applicable or mas okay sa inyo na gamitin. Just make sure na hindi po siya nagko-contain ng any special characters. When we use the scanner class, we create an object of the class and use any of the available methods found in the scanner class documentation. So, on the next slide that we will be discussing is actually just the methods available in a scanner class. So, ito pong mga methods na to is ginagamit siya depende on what is the data type that you are expecting your user to enter. So, for example, nag-a-ask ka ng integer sa user, then you are going to use the nextInt method. So, it is used to scan the next token of the input as an integer. Na for example naman, nagpapa-enter ka sa user mo ng float data type, then you're going to use the next float method. And the next double for double, next byte for byte, next line for a string, next boolean for a boolean data type, next long for a long data type, next short for short data type, the next big integer, and next big decimal for big integer and big decimal. So again, ang keyword lang dito, ang pinaka-key mo lang dito para alam mo kung ano yung gagamitin mo is what is the kind of data type that you are asking from the user. And it also go with how did you declare your variable on your program. So if you declare the variable as a double data type, then use the next double method. Okay, so I think the best way for us to learn on how to use the scanner class is actually to discuss an example. So, example lang naman tayo. Simple lang ito. And then, later on, magdi-discuss pa rin naman tayo ng live demonstration of a scanner class. So, in a scanner class, as I have mentioned a while ago, the class is found in the Java utility package. So, therefore, since it's already a package available in Java, what you need to do is to import that package to your class. Kasi hindi siya by default na kinikilala or imported on the program that you are creating unless you import that package to your class. So, the keyword that we will be using to import is the same word, import, and then space, what kind of package would you like to import? So in this case, since we are using a scanner class, what we're going to import is the utility package. The format for that is java.util, so that's utility dot asterisk semicolon. So, let me explain further to you ano po ba ang ibig sabihin nitong util. Util is the name of the package itself. So, it stands for utility. And then, the dot asterisk, it means that you are trying to access all kinds of methods inside that package. So, it doesn't really mean na talagang gagamitin mo siya lahat, pero for the simplicity of your code, para in any case na magamit mo siya on any part of your program, then nandun na lahat ng utility methods na pwede mong gamitin. Katulad ng next int, next line, next double, next float, and so on. So, the asterisk kasi means all. So, that's why you are importing all methods inside utility package. So, you have to do the importing before your class declaration. So, on this example, the next line is class user input demo. Alright, and then followed by the usual syntax for creating Java programs: public static void main string arguments, and then open parenthesis or curly brace rather. So dito, you are doing the declaration of your scanner. So scanner identifier mo yung SC. And this is the syntax for that. You don't really have to change it because this is how you need to write the standard input. Okay, so this time, SC yung ginamit nating identifier. The scanner, SC, is equals to new scanner. In your argument, you are going to enter system.in. Please take note of the capitalization of the letters because you have to follow that. Remember that Java is case sensitive. Now, the system.in means this is a standard input wherein you are telling your compiler that you are expecting an input from the user. And then the next thing that we need to do is to make a label on the screen of our user where we wanted to enter a first number, a second number, and the third number. So simply, this user input demo class is actually trying to teach us that we are going to accept three integers from the user, and then those three integers will be added later on to get the total of the 3 digits. So on this case, after we input, or rather after we print out the first number to the screen of computer, the user is expected to enter a number, so therefore we need a container for that number. Then the following line is a variable declaration. So we created an integer data type. The variable name is A, equals to SC, that is your identifier for scanner, that next int method. So dito, you called in your identifier for your scanner, then you access the next int method to read an integer input from the user. So yun po yung ibig sabihin nun. And then when your system is done reading the input from the user, whatever that value is will be saved into the variable A that you created. So this is what's the syntax for accepting input from the user. Now, since we have 2 more numbers to be asked to the user, you just need to repeat the process, and this time your label is enter second number, and then you created another, or we created another variable. This time it's letter B, and then read the input. So another output to the screen of the user to enter the third number, and again another variable letter C to read the third number, or for the container of the third number. And then after that line, we created another variable D. So the letter D is the container for your total, or the sum of these 3 numbers. And then of course, so our program will work out accordingly, we created the total, the formula for adding the 3 numbers A plus B plus C. And then we made an output to the screen of the user. Total is equals to D. So the total is equals to D, which means we are actually casting on the screen of the user that the total value is coming from letter D variable, which is on this case, we don't know yet because the outcome will depend on the input of the users. So, kung ano man yung input nilang number, then yun ang magiging proseso na gagawin ng compiler mo. Check niya yung input bago yung output natin. So, this is simply a simple example on how to use a scanner class. Now, this time, I am going to make a live demonstration to you guys on how do I normally do it on my end. Now, kasi sa akin, masanay ako na dinedeclare muna lahat ng variables sa unahan together with the scanner identifier para bago ko gawin tong mga pagpapa-input sa user natin. So, whatever style you may have is okay lang naman. Sa akin, parang pinapanaw ko na lang na para mas mga organized bang tingnan, mas okay tingnan for most of the users. Now, depende pa rin sa inyo. So, kayo pa rin ang masusunod as long as tama yung paggawa niyo ng mga codes. So, in this case, what I'm going to use is the online Java compiler from programmist.com. In programmist.com kasi mas malapad yung magiging coding area natin para kitang-kita yung example na ibibigay ko sa inyo. So, gawa lang po ako ng comment dito sa first line. Example program using scanner class. And then, don't forget po na import natin yung ating utility package where is java.util. Asterisk, and then the semicolon. So, actually, dahil scanner lang naman yung gagamitin nyo, pwede nyo rin gawin to. So, on my case, pakita ko na lang din yung ganyang klaseng example, no? Then, after that, create tayo ng class name natin, and then ang ating public, static, hold on. Static void new strings array. And then, yun pong ating pagde-declare ng ating scanner, no? So, this case, ang gagamitin ko lang is yung in is equals to new scanner tapos system.in. Next po is yung ating pag-ask ng input from the user. So this time, gamit lang ako ng for example, string. Gamitin natin dito is user no. And then paas na rin tayo ng number from the user, no? Gamit tayo ng double data type. So, mag-declare ko dito ng num1, num2, and then sum. Gusto ko i-add yung dalawa. So, next po natin na gagawin is to type in system.out.print para kadikit nito yung magiging input ng user. Enter your name. Enter your name. Okay, and then save natin yung name na i-enter ng user under username variable. Dahil dito ang ginamit pong keyword or identifier is in, then yun din ang gagamitin ko dito to access the scanner class. In that, yung ating method para sa string ang next line po. Then, ask natin ulit si user to input the first number. Enter the first number. Okay, and then, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, save lang natin siya dun sa ginawa nating variable which is num1. This time, dahil siya ay isang double, ang gagamitin natin is yung next double method. And then, ulitin po natin yung process for the second number. Palitan ko lang dito yung label na enter the second number. Sorry. And then dito, yung variable natin na num1, gagawin natin num2. And then after that, what we're going to do next is to make, of course, the formula in adding those numbers. So, lalagay ko siya sa sum is equals to num1 plus num2. And then, pa-output lang ako kay user ng information. Okay. Hello. Tapos, kunwari, babatiin natin yung user mo, no? Hello, ang pangalan ng username, variable is username plus. Tapos, iduduksong natin dito yung sum. The sum of, I have to put it down para makita niyo yung tinatype ko. Sorry. Hold on. Yan. Hello, username, then the sum of, the sum is na lang, parang website. The sum is, tapos, i-concatenate din natin yung ating sum. Alright. Again ha, itong mga plus sign natin, concatenation to, pagduduksong-duksong ng mga strings, variables, and so on. So, dito, wala pa naman akong ginagawang debugging purposes. Hindi ko pa siya pina-check talaga. Pwede ko na itong i-run para kung meron mang error, bahala na si compiler na mag-check ng mga errors na yan for us to correct. So, run na natin yung program. Yan. Yung gusto ko talaga. Ay. So, dito nagkaroon ako ng error. Nalagyan ko ng S yung strings. Dapat wala pong S yun, ha? Okay, punta tayo. Dumami yung strings. String lang. Okay, run po ulit natin. Okay, so no more errors na, kaya nag-run na yung program natin. Let us follow the program now. Ito na po yung output. So, enter your name. Let's say Andrea. I'm sorry. Andrea. Enter the first number, 20. Enter the second number, 50. Okay, so, hello, Andrea. The sum is 70. Alright, so yun na po yung ating program using scanner class. So, if you have questions, please let me know. And type it in our chat box. Siguro, from this, maganda kung makapag-practice tayo, no, using the scanner class bago tayo mag-proceed sa next lesson. So, yung activity na ibibigay ko sa inyo is good for 30 minutes. Create lang tayo ng panibagong program, pero I'll move you to do it on your own, and then later on, check natin kung sino yung may pinakamabilis na outcome na maipapasa at the same time, para magkaroon na rin ng idea yung iba kung paano ginawa ng classmate nila yung activity. Para naman, kung merong hindi nakahabol is meron pa rin way para sila ay matuto kung paano ginawa ng iba yung program. So, dito, ibuburahin ko na lang to because what I wanted you to do is to create your own program using the scanner class. So, ang magiging problem po natin for this problem is to create, type ko na lang, create a program that will accept two inputs from the user. The user must be able, two inputs from the user. Inputs must be a number. After that, ano pa? May integrate ako dito. So, bukod sa scanner class, gusto ko din guys na integrate nyo ang paggamit ng typecasting, yung previous lesson natin. So, kailangan, pag si user ay nag-input ng 2 numbers, so mag-enter siya ng 2 numbers. Ito yung mga requirements natin. Requirements. The input must be declared as an integer first. Then, your program should be able to do typecasting. Convert integer data to float data. And after that, after typecasting, the program should do arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The program should make an output of the four arithmetic ops. So, ito po yung ating program, no? Ang program po natin should accept 2 inputs from the user. The input must be a number. So, the requirements of the program, dapat masunod po itong apat na ito. It must be declared as an integer. So, ibig sabihin, ang declaration niyo muna at first is an integer variable. Then, your program should be able to do typecasting. Ibig sabihin, after declaring the integer, i-convert nyo naman using typecasting yung inyong integer to a float data type. And then, after typecasting, kumari na-convert na po siya using the program should be able to do arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Your program should make an output of the 4 arithmetic operations. So, ibig sabihin, yung kanina, pina-output natin yung name and yung sum. This time, magpapa-output lang po tayo, madadagdagan siya ng subtraction, multiplication, and division. And yun po ating typecasting is kailangan ma-integrate for this activity. So, again, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to answer this, and then once you are done doing so, please raise your hand on our Google Meet. So, I'll be right here and give you 30 minutes rather to do this.